welcome to another episode of GullyTalk. It's episode 3. My name is Saru and joining me is Abhishek. We are here to cover all the cricketing action of IPL 2025. We're specifically going to be talking about the new ball magic, openers, and of course, power play. Well, for me, what seemed like a very promising week at IPL, it was not much of a contest, barring that one match of CSK and Rajasthan. Most of the matches being one-sided. Abhishek, what do you think?
Yes, we were looking at scores of 250 and above, but looks like we have to be content with the 180s and the just about the 200s. But I'm surprised. I'm quite surprised because we were looking at big sixes, but I'm also very happy for the bowlers. Looks like they've found a way into this IPL.
Yes, yeah. It did seem like I do remember that one match of CSK and RR, I think, where CSK lost it with 6 runs. That was the only close contest. Yes. And even if there were scores of probably 190, 200, I think there was SRH versus LSG, which had a 190 score. Correct. RCB, CSK 196. But they were also a one-sided contest with the other team either chasing it, more often chasing it easily.
Correct. Looks like a lot of teams don't have their bearings in place, trying to unscrew themselves from the lacunae they've sort of set up over the past year or so. Quite surprised to see how CSK hasn't been performing. I'm just surprised. And sorry, this is the Dhoni fan within me, but CSK seems to be losing the plot. I know it's still early days. They still have another 11 matches, if I'm not wrong, to go.
Yeah, but CSK 3 matches still now.
Yeah, so if they don't start winning, I think that they, like I said, they're a momentum team. They'll sort of lose the plot rather.
Yeah, interesting you talk about CSK. I think they're probably struggling right at the top, isn't it?
Absolutely. I'm surprised. I think I'm not very sure about the Conway episode, but definitely struggling with Rachin at the top. I don't know why. Rachin seems to be a brilliant batsman in the ODIs, even in the tests, but he's just not. I think barring the first match, everything else was a damn square. But
no, right at the top, they're still continuing to go with Rahul Tripathi. That's quite a surprise.
Yeah,
that's probably because I think they will not, if they fit in Conway, they will not be able to get their
four foreign player balance. Probably, yeah.
Expense. I mean, it's already been 3 matches.
So. I know, and I think keeping Conway away is probably a very big mistake unless they have something aligned with the impact player, the impact sub rule. But extremely surprised.
Or to open with maybe Ruturaj and
I'm surprised why is Ruturaj playing second fiddle. I mean, when he was with Faf, I think they played brilliantly together.
What's happening is the opener's not performing. I think Shivam Dume is coming quite early.
Too early, and he's not the batsman. He's not that sort of batsman who can play along. He'd like to go hammer and tongs in the first ball. That's how it is. But I hope they get the things in order. I think they have a match coming up soon. Let's see.
Yeah. They're okay in the bowling department. I think Noor is their top wicket taker.
Correct,
right now.
Correct.
He's
That's true.
Wicket taker overall. I think he's almost taken close to 9 wickets.
9 wickets is with Noor, as we record this, of course. Yeah. So I think Noor is giving them great options, but no one to support, perhaps.
Yeah. So I think CSK for me right now is, irrespective of what the points table says, for me they're right now at the bottom probably.
Oh, they are
looking
very
like
much at the bottom. Yeah,
they're not looking like they're going to pick themselves up. I think they have a weekend match coming up, if I'm right.
Yes, they are.
They have a weekend match against.
They have a weekend match against DC. Yes, which is another team which is emerging. So. Yeah. And plus, it'll be very nice to see how Faf plays against CSK.
Against CSK.
Oh goodness, that'll be something to watch.
Yeah, DC in fact looks like the one settled side. It's also, of course, they've also played only 2 matches, 1-2.
Exactly.
But they look settled. Their bowling is coming good. I mean, talking about bowling, Mitchell Stark with that fifer, I think, against SRH, if I'm right.
SRH, yeah. I would have. I mean, in all these years, I would have never said this, that DC and PBKS are doing excellent this time,
They
and
surprise their own fans.
they'll surprise their own fans. I think I saw a meme which also said, "मैंने कभी ये सोचा नहीं था," but I'm assuming that is how things are in 2025.
Yeah,
Since we're talking about DC, another team which is really accelerated very well under Shreyas Iyer is Punjab,
Punjab.
and I think that that tough mentality, that tough Aussie mentality of Ricky Ponting is rubbing onto Shreyas, giving them good results. Once again, I know it's just 2 matches, but if they continue with this speed, pace, venom, whatever you call that,
Right.
I do see them making the playoffs. But I think Shreyas is in a different zone. Maybe he's
Yeah.
transcended the path of normal people.
Yeah, he's also one of the top run getters with a very good strike
Absolutely.
rate, which is not typically a Shreyas Iyer if you look at the past IPL seasons. Yeah, the Punjab is definitely doing well. I would like to go back and touch upon DC. I think their bowling is probably one of the best.
One of the
Uh,
best. I
one
should
of the,
agree with you.
I mean, with
Yes.
Aksar and Kuldeep also is doing very well. And there's
Very well.
Mitchell Stark, ably supported Mukesh Kumar, Mohit. It's looking good. Yeah, coming back, I think Punjab, they've had what, 2 matches?
Punjab
Two
has
matches
two. Yes, they're
looking good.
looking
Uh,
good.
looks okay. Open
Everything's
okay.
balancing.
I think
Everything
they're
coming
doing
in order.
well because of their top three.
True.
I think Abzivimran had one good match. Shreyas, both the
Yes.
matches were good.
Correct.
Uh, and they chased that target very easily against
Very
Lucknow.
easily. True.
KKR had a
Uh-huh.
fabulous match against SRH.
Oh,
Uh,
I
what
think
a revenge match of last
it
year's
was.
tournament. For some reason, I thought SRH will get back. That did not happen.
Definitely revenge match, and like we were speaking just before this, properly thumped. I mean, if you can bowl on an opposition for 120 with so many overs, I mean, to spare. I mean, gosh,
A
that's like
batting
more.
lineup of SRH, that too. I think they're pretty much batting till
I
8
know,
9.
and these are people who are going hammer and tongs every ball, and maybe this is something you'd like to answer. Is it really the right strategy to go hammer and tongs for every ball when you know things are not really working for you in this season?
No, I was just telling somebody it's criminal to not play 120 balls.
Absolutely, absolutely right.
Every
You couldn't
ball.
put it in a better way.
Yeah, and they did it in 2 matches back to back, which is very
That's correct.
surprising.
Correct.
Yeah, and I think
And
they have a match coming up over the weekend, which will be very crucial.
yes,
Uh,
they have.
the,
Just checking up. I think they are going against GT. Oh my goodness, who are another good team for sure.
yeah. Yeah, SRH, I think as of now, the less said, the better. I
I know.
mean, talking about openers, I don't think their openers are. I know Travis Head is amongst the runs, but
Yep.
they've not really looked in their elements. Bowling,
Something's
uh,
itching Abhishek. Something's itching Abhishek for some reason. He's just not.
yeah,
Something's itching him for sure. I mean, I don't know why, because he was tipped to be someone who would really take himself a notch ahead after last year's season, but
yeah.
definitely not up to the mark this year. But once again, early days, so maybe in another 3 to 5 matches.
Do you think they'll pull themselves up?
I have a feeling yes, because they're heralded by an Aussie who have that never die spirit, and I think this always takes me back to the 1999 World Cup because they had to win 7 on a trot and they just did it,
Yeah.
and we just know an Aussie at the helm, he and his team will give their very best.
Talking about Aussies, I was actually thinking about both the Kiwi coaches.
Yeah,
Daniel
Stephen.
SRH and Stephen
Yeah,
Fleming with CSK. Such a stark contrast of their approaches. I mean, there's one
correct.
here who's they, like I said, they don't care about the 120 balls. They're pretty much going bang bang
They go
from
bang bang. Correct.
all the way. And there is CSK batting, which is taking it deep
So
and
deep,
losing
so
that
deep
match.
that
So deep that yeah.
so deep that sometimes they forget that they have no balls remaining. I mean, it was that crazy with Rajasthan that day. And,
Yeah.
since you brought about the topic of Fleming, I don't think he's New Zealander anymore. He's 100% from Chennai because he's been playing there forever. So
Yeah.
if Tamil Nadu had it, they should give him an honorary place in Chennai.
Yeah, yeah. Talking about that CSK RR match, I mean that takes me to how probably RR got lucky. Otherwise, they would
They
have
got
been
lucky. They
three-win
got lucky for
losses to
sure. I think.
matches. They
I
really
think.
got.
I. My opinion here is it's high time you take a call on where Dhoni bats.
Hmm.
You cannot be pushing. I mean, I know they're not youngsters, but you can't just keep pushing someone because you feel that he will get he will get more opportunities.
Hmm.
If MS Dhoni is listening, धोनी साहब 5 या 6 उसके बियॉन्ड जाना बेकार है. Because once you fix that, probably if Dhoni comes at 5 or 6, you can sort of build a team around him. You know your openers, you know your bowlers. Try
Yeah.
try building a team around that. I think in one of those conversations with I think Fleming also mentioned is that
Hmm.
we have to. I mean, we're trying to iron out a perfect position for Dhoni. It's now 2 years in the running. I think it's high time they have one. 5 or 6, close it, and I think nothing wrong of using even that R Ashwin strategy. That if you're
Hmm.
not able to play more than 5 to 6 balls pretty well, you might as well time yourself out or retire out. What's wrong?
Yes, I will even settle for a 7, but not below that.
Not
Uh,
below that, please. I
Not
mean,
below that.
coming at 9. I mean, come on, that is just not acceptable.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, like CSK, do you think RR can also pull themselves up? But though they won it against CSK, I am still saying they got lucky because
They
they
got.
again their opening pair is not clicking. But yes,
Hmm.
talking about new ball magic, did you see Jofra Archer in his elements? I think
Yeah, I
he
think
pulled in better.
I did see that after a very long time. I mean, probably after 2019, he had a very decent outing.
Yes.
That was the finals of, sorry, maybe after the Ashes of
Mm.
2022, because every year after that he's either broken down because of injury. He's come into the team. He's got slathered. He's got battered. But I think he was in his element that day, really, with those. He was the Jofra Archer that we knew from 2018, 2019.
Yeah, yeah. The
Must give it
RR
to him.
match though, I think even Hasaranga played well in
Well,
that particular match. Nitish Rana hope they were kind of hoping that he comes good at some
he
point of
comes
time.
with, yeah.
One
So,
down, it worked out well.
yep.
Yeah. So talking about the next team, I think GT. Everybody who did not put them in the playoffs has brought them back. If I had a way
Yeah.
to go back and erase it, I would. They look like the most settled team right now. I know it's early
Correct.
days,
Totally.
but look at what Ashish Nehra has done.
Yes, Ashish Nehra ji in his element is doing something worthwhile. Uh,
Yeah.
I I mean, since you spoke about the match, the GT versus the RCB one, I was pleasantly surprised to see that face-off between once team members Siraj and Kohli.
Kohli.
I think Siraj even as he began bowling, he stopped himself and went back to his mark. So I think it was a tough day, but I think Siraj bowled his heart out there,
Back out.
considering he knows Chinnaswamy very well.
Yeah.
But it
Siraj
was nice
bowled.
to see.
Yes,
It was nice to
bowling
see.
was very good overall. I think
Probably
GT's
very good.
bowling looked really good. Sai Kishore is amongst the
Yeah,
wickets.
I was,
He's
I'm,
doing
I'm,
well
I'm surprised. How is Sai Kishore not amongst the reckoning in the national team?
in the
Because
national team.
yeah, very, very surprised. Because
Yes.
he looks like a complete player of at least what I've seen over the past 2 years. Seems to be very complete. I think even Sai Sudarshan is somewhere amongst the runs, if I'm
Sai
not wrong.
Sudarshan is doing very well. He's in fact one of the top run getters. He's the
Yeah,
second.
he is. He's the second. So
Yeah.
both the Sais
Butler
probably
is also doing well for them.
yeah. Butler really took them to the cleaners that day. Ji,
Oh yes.
from being unsold to being unbeatable. I mean, that is stuff of dreams.
But Lucknow is not doing well.
Yeah, I
Uh,
know.
uh, Pant, Mitch Marsh, Markram.
I don't know if you
Uh,
saw that meme. There was a meme which said that there was a handshake between the LSG captain and the Punjab captain, and someone said that the most expensive IPL handshake ever.
handshake.
And it was true, actually. So, I'm surprised Rishabh is not captain material. Are we saying that? Because he doesn't.
Yeah, I will probably come out there and say that I've always felt that Rishabh Pant is not captaincy material as yet.
Yeah,
I'll hold horses there. He probably still needs a little bit more time. Uh,
yeah,
and also considering the episode that's happened with him, the unfortunate episode, he probably needed some more time. Uh,
true.
to probably continue the run in IPL before he gets there for captaincy.
Because at least behind the stumps also he seemed a bit
Plus,
overwhelmed. Yeah, flustered is the right word. You're absolutely right.
yeah,
And for someone who considered himself the Chela of MS Dhoni, no, that is
yeah,
not expected.
yeah. So the LSG is not looking good. So I think the teams that I'm kind of right now, of course, we're not talking about playoffs right now, but
Too early.
Chennai, RR, Lucknow, SRH. I think these are the four teams which are sort of down there
Sort
because
of down there, yes. Yeah.
MI's picked their game up. They look good. We have to
Yeah.
talk about Ashwani with that super debut that
Super
he made.
debut. Yeah. Super. That was a super debut. I think a lot of people have been speaking about this. The MI scouting team, they've done an excellent job.
Hmm,
Mm,
hmm.
definitely.
That's another team. MI is again not doing very well with their openers. Rohit Sharma not among the runs. Ryan Rickleton had that probably that one game.
One game where he looked
Game,
solid.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a
So,
small total for them to chase, I remember. Yeah, it
mm,
was KKR
yeah.
versus MI, 116 was the total.
60 odd.
So,
Sharma
yeah,
ji is not doing Sharma ji things.
yeah.
Surprisingly, I mean, something's off.
So much for me saying that he's going to be the highest run getter this time.
No,
Unless
but you see, it's like this. He just needs one or two freak days where he
yeah,
goes hammer and tongs, and that's it. I mean, he'll be back amongst the rungs. But since you're talking about hammer and tongs, I don't know what's gone into Nicholas Puran. My goodness, he is just not stopping at LSG. Uh,
yeah,
I think he ha- he. If I were to look at what he's been doing over the past 6 to 8 months, he has been amongst the top runs in all the franchisee leagues wherever he has played.
mm,
So I think he is in top form, at least in in franchisee cricket, and
yeah,
showing for LSG. Of course, LSG has to convert that into great wins, but I think he needs an able support. Now, who that
yeah.
is questionable.
LSG out of three has only one win,
Yeah, that's
but you never
correct.
know. Yeah, with Nicky Peel amongst the runs
Yeah,
and Shardul, I think that the bowling doesn't look very good. I think with all the
yeah.
injuries that we had, RCB, how can we not talk about them?
No, RCB is also one of those teams, but at least in the matches they played, barring the last one, of course, the GT one,
Yeah,
seem to be in order. Phil Salt also, I know he got bowled out by the great man Siraj, but seem to be in order. How they did not win at Chinnaswamy with everyone shouting behind them is probably something a discussion we are not very sure about. But maybe RCB's year 18.
yeah. It's actually strange how teams are not able to use their home ground to an
Very
advantage.
surprising. Very surprising.
Someone like RR, I know they probably do that because they have a training academy in Guwahati. I
In
think.
Guwahati. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's correct.
So, but you know, when you have a match at Guwahati, I was talking about this even the previous episode. I remember most of the crowd when you're playing, especially KKR, is
Uh-huh.
from
They, they support KKR.
RR is the minority there. And likewise, if Delhi is coming and playing in Vizag, most of the fans are going to be Hyderabad fans.
Hyderabad fans. True.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I think loyalty sort of are very fickle-minded these days. I know it's going to be tough. It's going to be against DC, who seem
DC.
to be getting things in order.
Yes.
So, don't know. Once again, I hope Dhoni. I hope they settle that Dhoni conundrum. I don't. I'm surprised I'm even saying this, especially when it was Dhoni's team.
Well,
CSK
he's
was.
actually be captaining them because I hear that
Yeah, yeah.
has an
Oh,
injury,
no,
and
not.
so at
Oh,
least
okay. Okay.
Delhi you
Oh,
might have.
Tala returns. My goodness, that means fans
Yeah,
will go berserk.
yeah. And you also
That
have an
is
important match. I think there's one of Mumbai and RCB at Mumbai.
Mumbai and
That's
RCB of Mumbai. Okay, that's going to be a sea of blue. Okay.
sea of blue and a run fest, hopefully.
A run fest, yes,
And a run
hopefully.
fest and a close match. I mean, some even contests in this
Even
week.
content is what we need, right? I also see a Punjab match coming up tomorrow. Okay.
That's
Oh, nice.
Punjab and
There's a Punjab and RR match. Oh, goodness.
yeah.
So it is Halla Bowl versus Bhangra. That's nice. Okay. I also see an SRH GT match. That's on Sunday.
SRH GT, yeah. There's a Sunday
Mm.
match SRH GT, and there is later towards the end of the week there is a Gujarat and RR, and a
Oh,
Punjab and a CSK also. So CSK
oh,
has two important matches this week,
SK, yes, they definitely
Delhi
have.
and Punjab.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I
that
think the thing
means
to watch
the big
for
boys have things to prove.
big boys have things to prove, and the
Hmm.
settled sides, which is Punjab and DC, who have actually two wins from two matches.
Correct.
It'll be good to see how they go. Can they
Yes.
continue their trend? The big boys, of course, RCB as well as Mumbai and CSK. RR needs to pull up their socks. LSG needs to pull up their socks, and SRH, of course, needs to really do something.
LSE probably pull up their socks and have the leadership team sit in the stands, because I think that's also playing on our good man Rishabh Pant's mind. Maybe we'll have uh, the team owner sitting a bit away. I don't know, somehow.
Yeah. No, it
Sorry,
is pressure. It is pressure for that kind of money, I
it is
guess.
really pressure for, because I know this is a very IT org sort of setup, but you should allow players to do their thing sometimes. But with all due respects to the Goenkas, I mean, it's your team.
So, who are you rooting for? Okay, let me ask you this: which
Yeah.
will be the team which can turn the tide in this week?
Okay,
Will
so
they?
we are sitting on the first week of April. I'll probably make a prediction till the third week of April.
Hmm?
I would like to see our CSK come back to winning ways. I have a feeling Punjab will continue with the momentum they have,
Hmm?
no doubt about it. Yesterday's KKR win gives Shahrukh an opportunity to come to the stand, so I hope I see KKR also do well. Um, my final one is between MI and RCB. I will go with MI. Okay.
We're going with MI. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they, like I said, they have their comebacks. They look at comebacks not as setbacks. So I mean,
Comeback kings.
they are
Okay.
comeback kings. So always this, and also because of that scouting talent that they have, they have some tricks up their sleeve. Maybe they'll play that.
Right. Yes. So I think I'm pretty
How
much on
about
the
you?
same.
Sorry, I mean, please let this not be my predictions only.
No, I think I trust MI to turn the tide this week.
Oh,
I think that's
fantastic.
one team I'm counting on,
Mhm.
and SRH. I'm hoping they turn the tide, but
I
don't
think
know.
maybe this year that slam bam can be probably they can tone it down a little bit. Little bit. Let's
Let's see.
maybe a two-match experiment just to see themselves back in the winning ways, and then once they're settled, they can go back to that slam bam advantage. But yeah, I mean, and also I think they have to get out of that 2024 mode. It's 2025, for heaven's sake.
Yeah, we can see that. I think the next match is against GT. So we,
GT. Yeah,
yes,
we
settled
probably have to
side.
see that.
Whom are you counting on? Players of the week? Anybody in particular?
Players of the week, considering I have CSK, uh, can Ritu do some magic? Maybe Ritu can, but Ritu is not playing one of these matches. That's tough one. Rachin, I think Rachin with your curls, it's worth a watch. I'll root for Rachin for sure. I'll also root for Noor Ahmed. I think revelation for CSK. They will not let him go at least for the next 2 3 years. Rooting for Shreyas for sure, because he seems to be calm, seems to be
Yes.
composed, and seems to be a man on a mission.
Hmm.
Uh, if I'm talking about a bowler, can I see another fifer by Stark very soon? Perhaps, because he seems to be in deadly mode.
Right. I think I'm rooting for KL Rahul this week.
Oh, KL Rahul, okay, yeah. Oh, a new dad, okay, bringing all that luck. Got it.
Yeah, yeah. I think he'll be amongst the runs.
Okay.
So let's see. So those are our predictions. Let's see how the week goes.
The week sounds seems interesting, seems exciting. I hope we see a 280 very soon, considering SRH is somewhere around there.
Yeah, or even if it's a low scoring one, a good contest is what I
A good tight match which goes till the 19th or 20th over. Yeah, that is something we can
yes.
definitely enjoy. Yeah.
On that note, thank you so much for your time. Please like, share, and subscribe to Gully Talk for all the cricketing action of IPL 2025. We'll see you in a week's time. Bye bye.